Hey there, Facebook. Hope you're all doing fantastically today. Welcome to the live show. Today, we are talking about how to dominate social media. And what we're talking about specifically today is 5 main questions to ask yourself when promoting campaigns. So if you're promoting brand new campaigns, you're promoting new products, new services, you're putting together new promotional stuff for your business, putting together new ad campaigns, all this type of stuff. When you are looking to promote anything new or new campaigns, put everything in place, there's 5 main questions you got to be asking yourself before doing that. So as you guys are tuning in, what I want you to do is I want you to like and share the stream so more people can get this particular information free, live, here on the page, and you guys can get stuck into all of this to help you move forward, because a lot of you will be looking at running new campaigns. A lot of you will be looking at running new marketing material through Facebook, through Instagram, through the normal channels that you may use as well. So really, this is relevant to you, because a lot of businesses, what I find is that they have a tendency to focus on things that really are no interest to their client at all. Really no interest to the client that they're after. And this is the reason why people fail in social media. They fail to address concerns, and they fail to address what it is that their client's after. And these 5 main things we're going to be speaking about today are going to show you how to ensure that you never write a bad campaign again, okay? And that you never get a decent result from your campaigns ever again, and you start actually generating the leads that you want. You start speaking to the amount of people that you want to speak to, and you can start growing your business every single month using these 5 main things, because I can't talk to you guys enough about how important these 5 main things are. And I'll give you guys a bit of a story behind this and a bit of a background. Yesterday, within our coaching community, new person who joined just recently, decided to share with us previous campaigns that they ran, okay? And there was nothing, well, they did the best that they could, right? However, when we looked over the campaigns in a grand scheme of things, really it was like the thing was, this campaign didn't generate us any results. That's what he said. And he shared it with us. He goes, what can we tweak? What can we do better? All right. So it was live on our coaching call, our 2 p.m. one in our 300 mastermind. If you guys want access to it, I'll just put a link in the comments for you guys. But this is the reason why it failed, is because it did this. It failed to be able to cover these 5 main things I'm going to be speaking to you guys about today. And if you do cover these 5 main things, you are 85% there, right? The rest of the 15% is all down to, the overarching strategy that you use over and above these 5 main things. And it all comes down to like the type of creative, how you articulate things, all this type of stuff, which makes a massive difference as well. However, if you are getting these 5 main things, you are 85% there, right? So the first one that we're going to be running through today is, you want to be asking this one question. Do my prospects have questions before finding me, right? What are the questions that my ideal client has prior to finding me? It's really, really important, because, right, what I find a lot of people do with their marketing campaigns is, and I'll talk about this further in the conversation, but what they have a tendency to do is they talk about what they think their client wants, what they think that their prospect, their new potential client wants. And that right there is a clear understanding as to why marketing doesn't work. So number one is, you've got to make sure that you answer this one question to start with. Do my prospects have any questions before finding me, right? I'm talking not like when they find me, not after they find me, Like, what are their questions before they find me, right? And this is going to set you up for success. What is it that these people have questions? What questions do these people have before they find me? That's number one. Number two is, what are my clients' frustrations? Now, bear with me on this. We talk about this a lot in the community as well, because a lot of people, doesn't matter what business it is, people have a frustration of some sort. For example, one of my clients is a floating floorboard expert. Okay, he's incredibly good at what he does. He can lay a whole entire 4-bedroom house in a whole day, right? Super good at what he does, right? His clients have a frustration around having to replace the potential of having to replace their floating floorboards every 3 to 4 years, because they've had that experience before with floating floorboards and they don't want to do it again. They want it to last longer. There are other challenges and frustrations is, when I set a time with a tradesperson, my expectation is they show up on time. The reality is they always show up late every time, and I'm waiting around all freaking day for them to turn up, and they never turn up. They don't let me know they're going to be late. They don't let me know what's going on. They don't keep me updated. It's a frustration, right? And every single business has a prospect with some frustrations, right? So you really want to understand what those frustrations are. And this particular client, when we were going through all of this yesterday with them as well, is we worked out that they didn't answer these first couple of questions first. So what we did is we did a couple of things. We jumped across to Google and we started just Googling some things, right? Googling things to do with their particular business. And we started looking through reviews. We started looking through past experiences of people from other companies, other niches, all this type of stuff, other tradespeople. Mainly, a lot of it is all specific to their industry, right? So this is number two. What we did is we dove deeper into their frustrations and a lot of the things that have gone on in the past, right? Which is all still going to be relevant questions to today with people that are going to be potentially taking up their service as well, right? So we dove deeper into the frustrations, work out what people are after, what their biggest frustrations are, and we're going to articulate that properly. The third one, so that's number two. That's number two. Number three is stories. Now, you'll notice I've been telling you a story throughout this whole conversation today. A story about a previous client, and then a story about another person who's come to us that has a business as well. I'm telling you stories, right? Now, this is stories around, how did we start it? People that haven't got the result they're after, okay? Which is in the pure case of the conversation that I had yesterday with someone in our 300 mastermind community, right? And we looked over all their ad copy and everything, and it was very apparent as to why they did not get the results from their campaigns, because none of it was relatable to their client. It was relatable to what they thought that their client thought was important, which is still important, but it's not even relevant. There was a note of, an XYZ something certification of some sort that I didn't even know what it is, and nobody else in the community knew what it is as well, therefore is completely irrelevant, okay? So if you wonder why marketing campaigns do not work, it's because you're looking at it from your client, from your perspective, what you think the client wants, as opposed to what the client actually wants. So there's a research element to this naturally, right? So stories are a way of being able to help relate something to a specific person and ensure that you are relevant to an audience, right? So an audience is going to have the frustrations, like I said about, and they're going to have questions before they come to you, okay? So that's number one. Number two. Number three is telling stories of specific people that have experienced, elements where something didn't work for them, or they didn't get the result that they're after, or some things that they tried in the past. Taking weight loss, for example, right? You can assume that people want to gain weight, right? And you could use that language. However, is it going to be gain weight, or is it going to be more specific, gaining lean muscle, right? that is a completely different type of client compared to the person that goes, I want to lose weight. The person who wants to lose weight is completely different to the person who wants to gain more energy. All of these are separate niches, separate frustrations, separate questions that you would be asking, and separate to these 5 main things that you're going to be going through today. Okay, so number 3 is stories that have of people that have experienced challenges, hard times, things that have happened that haven't been quite to their liking. They didn't get the results that they were after. And remember, I started off this conversation by sharing with you a story of somebody who has not got the results that they're after. So that was number 3. Number 4 is you want to start talking about people now that have got great results and sharing stories. For example, I shared with you a story of somebody who didn't get the results. Now, what we find is when you go through these 5 main things that we're speaking about today, you'll do exactly what Beck has done in our community at the moment, where she's had the ability to be able to generate leads for $1 on Facebook. Like, her campaigns have generated leads, people to speak to join her challenge for $1. Join her email list for $1, right? Filter through to be able to grow her business for $1, right? It was like, to be exact, it's like $1.04 or something, right? Then it scales up to $1.87 across 5 different campaigns, okay? $1.87 was the highest. Why? Because she follows these 5 questions that we address in our Warrior Launch methodology, right? And essentially, it maps out throughout all of these 5 main questions that you get access to in our 300 Mastermind. I'm sharing them with you today as well, by the way, but there's implementational stuff that you will do that I have shared in other videos here on the page. Plus, you would get access to in the 300 Mastermind as well in a step-by-step format. So you want to be starting to share results of people that have followed the process that you talk about and share success stories. Now, Beck is just not even like touching the sides as to what she will really do over the next 12 months, providing she's consistent and providing that she puts in the work, okay? So this right here is just like not even touching the sides to what she can do. If she follows the methodology, she could be exactly like one of our other clients, Karina Nolan, where she has, when she first started with us, she was doing $2,000 a week in her business. Now she's doing 12 grand a week, right? Just under 12 grand a week. Why? Because she follows a methodology, right? She implements it and she's consistent. It's taken us 5.5 months to 6 times her business, right? Why? Because she's committed. She books in sessions with our team to go over strategy, to go over all the elements of implementational elements we use other than paid advertising. Like, we don't actually only do paid advertising here at Business Warriors. We do heaps more, right? There's other elements to it. People just look at paid advertising as an element of a strategy. However, there's other elements to the strategy that work. And the reason why Karina, in a short 5.5 month period, was able to literally 6 times her business was because she's implementing all elements of this particular methodology. And she works like fucking crazy, by the way, right? She works hard. She deserves every single cent that goes into her bank account because she's that committed, right? Another one, Joe Bonning, past client of ours, in 1 month did over $70,000 in sales, right? Following our sales method that we choose, our battle plan sales method that we help people with, right? Just following that method, predictability, results, sharing stories of people that have got these results. Now, Joe had been running a successful business prior to this, right? However, her business was just selling lower priced services, restructure of a service, using some organic lead generation strategies, right? So it's not all about paid advertising, and then having structured conversations with people to get a predictable result is what she did. Another example, Amy Small, past client of ours, we still re-engage to do heaps of work with on a very regular basis over the last 2 years. To start with, her business was doing around $5,000, maybe $6,000 a month. We've got an interview with her here on the page as well. And now she's doing upwards. So if I talk broker terms with her, she was a broker. I'll talk instead of dollar figures because it does change. So doing about $1 million a month in loan volume to now $10 million a month in loan volume, right? That's what she does now. Why? Commitment, long-term, strategy implementation, check in, get feedback, do the work, follow a methodology, work like crazy, get results for your clients. What happens? 10x in 2 years, right? People underestimate what they can do in a month. Oh, sorry, overestimate what they can do in a month, but underestimate what they can do in 5 months, what they can do in 12 months, what they can do in 2 years, what they can do in 3 years, right? So this is the thing that we do with our methodology is we create problems for people. And you're looking at it going, holy fuck, what the hell is these problems that you're giving people? I don't want problems. Well, the thing is problems in, not being able to manage all the leads because they need more people on board to be able to have to help reach out to these people, right? That's number one. Number two is we need more admin staff to deal with the never-ending amount of admin. We need to be able to hire talent, not just anybody, not my expertise, but they're good problems to have. Would you guys agree? Right? So that's number 4 in all of your marketing campaigns. You've got to be starting to share people that have gotten great results. And I tell you this, everyone that I've just spoken about that's got results, these people are, they weren't incredibly successful. They didn't have, they've got nothing more than any one of you guys have here that's on this call right now. All they do is they are completely open to exactly what it is that they must do to succeed. So the questions are, how can I get more leads in, right? They let us talk and give them exactly what they must do. How can I close more deals, right? How can I structure my conversations better to get better results, right? They're not any particularly like special superhero person, and they all are superheroes in their own mind, right? They're all warriors more so in their own mind because they're going to battle every single day and they're playing the game. And that game is business, how to generate leads, how to close more deals, how to make more of an impact on people, how to help more people with the problems you solve, right? So that's number 4. Number 4 is you've got to be sharing more positive stories. Number 5 is you might be thinking along the lines of, my product doesn't really solve a problem. And this is more so for like your product-based businesses, right? That, are selling like wine or like some sort of like supplementy type thing. Even then it's still solving a problem, but like wine and things like that type of product. And we don't specialize in that particular product. However, and promoting those types of products. However, this last question is really, really important because you should still be asking it anyway, regardless of whether you're service-based, product-based, whatever it is. And that question is, what tips could you give to a passionate audience, right? So if your product is not the type of product that you would, be able to find someone that has a problem, what could you then share with a passionate audience, right? So mind you, a lot of products do have problems that can be solved. You just need to dive deeper into your market research to find them. However, if you do not have an audience that has a problem they want to solve by chance, then you've got to look at educating an audience and that is passionate about the product. And red wine, for example, is just the easiest thing that comes off the top of my head, right? That it has a passionate audience. You either like red wine or you do not like red wine. You either like wine or you don't like wine. You like Chardonnay or you don't like Chardonnay. You like Sauv Blanc or you don't like Sauv Blanc. You like Pinot Grigio or you don't like Pinot Grigio, right? You don't like Moscato or you do like Moscato, right? So everybody's got a certain taste bud, and there is a passionate audience there available for you to be able to target, okay? So it's about tips then for a passionate audience. So if you're selling wine, for example, I'm going to use it, wine, okay? You would talk about how it has a very full flavored first taste and then a dry swallow, right? So the product itself, when you first taste it, it's got this full-bodied, cherry flavored, peppery, spiced, full-flavored mouthful when you first have a taste. Then what it is, once you swallow, you get this sort of dry feeling as it goes down your throat, and this little bit of a spice and kick you can feel, right? So it's like you want to then speak about to that passionate audience around exactly what it is, some tips to find good red wine. And when you find good red wine, like what to expect with specific types of wine. So little tips on that specific red wine before they buy it. If you look onto websites, right, that are selling wine, that specific wine does have a little description on it on the website as to what to expect. So it's giving little tips to a passionate audience, right? And that's number 5 is giving tips to a passionate audience, someone that's passionate about the product, right? And that can be translated across to any type of product-based business. And you should, if you're service-based, you should still be doing this, by the way, even if you've got a fear or a frustration and a problem to solve, you should be still giving some tips as part of it. If you look at, like a lot of you guys that watch our videos, there's plenty of tips in all of our videos. We share stories, we share pains, challenges, struggles, a lot of what you guys can do to be successful in this game called business, right? Because it is turning into a game. And every single day I'm working out even more how within myself, why a lot of the big business owners, like we're talking multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires, do call it a game, right? And if you look at, forget the guy's name, but the owner of the Dallas Mavericks himself, I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. However, he talks about in a lot of his videos around business and talks about how it is a big game, right? And when he bought the Dallas Mavericks, this particular guy, I'm going to have to research it. It's frustrating me now. So I've got to find out who that is. I'm like a dog with a bone, sorry. So if you guys can search that for me, let me know. Who is it? Mark Cuban, 100%. Cherry, send me your email. I'm sending you a prize. So I've got your email. I'll send you a prize for that, right? So Mark Cuban, and this is what you guys can win just by being on the lives, right? Like right there. Cherry, I'm going to give you for free 5-night stay in either Thailand or Bali. You just let me know which one you want. Send it to me on email, and I'm going to send that to you, right? So five nights free in Bali or Thailand after the pandemic or whatever you want to call it is over, right? So you let me know you've got that. Congratulations. So Mark Cuban, when he bought the Dallas Mavericks, he said that he had no friggin' no database, no fans. You want Bali? Done. All right. So you can see SERENA, and I'll meet you there as well. He said that it had no fan base, it had no memberships or anything when he first purchased it, right? But what they did is they had this asset of a list of people to contact that were past members. So what he did himself, we're talking Mark Cuban, multi-billionaire. What's he do? He picks up the phone and starts speaking to everybody there. Hi, it's Mark Cuban. I noticed you had a membership with the Dallas Mavericks going back, X years ago. Just wanted to find, what did we do wrong? Is there any particular reason why you decided to cancel? He had a sales conversation with him and he converted them into memberships, right? Now it's one of the most profitable NBA teams as well. And all because he's just done the work. He did the research, he followed these steps that we talk about, right? And it's not exactly going to be a pain point, right, for number 5, but it's a passionate audience, NBA, right? It's a passionate audience about basketball, stats, players, all this type of stuff, right? And no doubt he would have offered deals to get people on board to start with, which is great. You do that. This is what you do. This is how you make it work, right? So answering these 5 questions that I'm talking about today, super, super relevant. And you must be asking these particular questions, right? You must be asking them. Regardless, product, service space, whatever it is that you do, you must be asking these questions. So I'd suggest going back through this video as well, starting asking, going through these questions and going, okay, how does this represent my business? And just comment into the comments and, hey, we'll give you some feedback on that as well, right? Free content every single day, 12 o'clock Perth, Western Australia time. Every single day we're here coming at you guys live, giving you ways, implementational stuff that's going to help you up level what it is that you do. Because, and there's nobody else that's doing this on the whole entire internet for you guys. There's nobody else doing this. Everybody else on the internet is saying to give me your name, email, contact number, right? And what I'm going to do is you can come onto my webinar and I'm going to sell you my $3,000 product. And when I sell you this $3,000 product, then you're going to get the answers to all of your questions, right? This sweet talking salesperson on the webinar, right? And really, I'm just going to give it to you guys straight every single day here live on the page. So follow it, right? Cut out everybody else on social. Just click follow at the top of the page and start going through the videos. Man, just even join the 300 mastermind. Just give yourself some strategy and step-by-step process, right? If you don't want to do it yourself, that's okay. You just get us to do it for you. However, we are at full capacity at the moment, so you'll just have to join a waiting list for that. But you can still call us up and we can help you with some basic strategy for the meantime as well, by numbers on the page. And you can speak with our guys here, and if they feel like we can help you with some free strategy and stuff like that. So if you haven't taken up that before, you can definitely do that. And we can help you out. So there's a link here as well. You may as well just grab the marketing blueprint while you're at it as well. And then you can just basically just go through the process. You can get some sort of strategy, go through the page, pull it all apart, see how it all represents to your business, fit it all into the pieces, comment on the videos if you got questions, right? We've got like over 30 hours worth of content now here live on the page, different strategies, business tips, strategy, implementational stuff, how-to videos, right? Nobody's doing that for you. They're just giving you everyone's giving you the higher sort of level stuff, which is good, but they're not giving you some nitty-gritty steps as well. So I'm a steps guy, so I like to kind of give you some steps as well, make it implementational, right? Because that way it's going to help you guys move forward in leaps and bounds, as opposed to just trying to work it out, right? So you comment on the videos and we'll give you some feedback on all of that as well, right? That's our commitment to the page. So make sure you're following the page as well, because we've got new strategies, tips every single day. Follow the page, make sure you see everything first, so that when we go live at 12 o'clock Perth, Western Australia time every single day, you can jump on and you can get those insightful strategies and tips to be able to help you out. We're going to be talking Facebook tomorrow. We're going to be talking Instagram tomorrow. We're going to be talking paid advertising, all this type of stuff. Make sure you're following the page, because we're going to be talking a lot more in depth into this sort of stuff as well. How to amplify your page, how to get more from your page. The amount of organic reach we get now is insane on this page, and the engagement rate keeps going up, right? So, this is everything that we're working on at the moment, and we're just going to share with you every single day what's working, what's not working, from a lot of all the tests that we're doing, and we're always consistently testing, right? So you may as well get on here and learn the mistakes, but also learn the successes to speed up the learning process. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Have you got any questions for me first? Have you got any questions, right? Tune in every day because Cherry's just won 5 nights in Bali. But as I said, 5 nights, I think my system gives me 7, right? So I say 5, don't quote me on it. I think it might actually be 7 nights that Cherry will get in Bali. So congratulations, Cherry, for getting access to that. This is what happens when you tune in every day and you're committed, right? And you engage. I reward people for engaging. So jump on. Congratulations, Cherry. And just so everybody knows that it's for real, Cherry, when it comes through to you, can you just comment on this string to let everybody know that, hey, I actually won 5 nights in Thailand, in Bali? And can you let them know, right, that it's a real voucher that gets sent to you? And can just so we've got like the proof that it actually happens. And I'm pretty sure you're a real person, right, Cherry, on that side too. So if someone wants to, you know, check up on all the stuff to make sure that it's real, right, like just hit Cherry up, right, and she'll answer the question for you, right? And if you want to know that she's real and she's based in the US or wherever she's based in the world, right, just once again, like just connect with her on Messenger, give her a call just to confirm, right? There's nothing hidden on this page for you guys. You're just going to get everything that's real, right? As long as you're okay with that, Cherry. I've kind of dobbed you in on that. But I know sometimes we get a skeptic and a skeptic goes, oh, this is, you know, this and it's that and something else. So we just like to prove it to these people. Nah, fake cybersecurity. Yeah, I know, right? And if you guys aren't following Cherry, make sure you're following her anyway. The #1 cybersecurity expert, definitely in the United States, if not the world, right? She's worked on government contracts, all this type of stuff as well. And she's definitely not a bot. Definitely not a bot. So make sure you're following her as well. And if you have not got your cyber presence for your business looked at, the stats were something like, you know, the small businesses are like 60% more likely to get hit by hackers because they think that they are not at risk, right? So therefore makes them a very, very easy target for hackers, right? So if you have not got that done yet, that health check, make sure you hit up Cherry because she'll be able to make sure that you are not at risk, right? So that's it for today. Thank you so much. Remember one thing, if you do not fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will, nobody. And every single day, I want you to get out there, take action, implement these 5 things that I've spoken about today. And I want you to be the warrior. I'll see you all very, very soon. See you tomorrow. We're talking Facebook the rest of the week, Instagram the rest of the week, up-leveling your page, getting more from it, more likes, more leads, more strategies on that. Make sure you share in for all of that. Click follow at the top of the page, and we will see you all really soon. Cheers.